want to give a quick demo of this app I've been working on. It's a database client built specifically for developers. You can see I've loaded up a couple of databases here. I can navigate through them, see all the tables. I can also use this location bar up here, so I can click back and forth. I can go back home, etc. And finally, I can press Command L. And kind of like in a browser, if you want to go to a different URL, you can just press Command L and type in the new location. So you can do that here as well. And then it navigates. You can do most of the normal database stuff. So you can select a cell, you can change the value. The value hasn't actually been updated yet. It's up here in our pending changes for now. I can also press Command E. That opens up this modal view. It does the same as the spreadsheet view, just sometimes make it a bit easier to edit it this way. When I'm actually ready to commit the changes, I can go up here. You can see we have two changes already, and I can press Commit Changes. And now they're persisted in the database. I can also do that by just pressing Command S on the keyboard. I can also press Command I to add a different row or a new row. Let's quickly delete that, because I can also press Command N, which opens up the modal view again, but this time for adding a new row. You can see here that some of the fields were pre-filled this time. So for example, if you have a column named UUID, it will just generate a random UUID. And if you have a timestamp fields, it will also just like set the default value as the current timestamp. If we click apply, you can see we have a new row here. Can commit it, and now it's saved in the database. And I can of course also delete rows by pressing Command Delete and then commit. Finally, we have this search field up here. One of the reasons I'm building this app is that I'm not very good at SQL. I always forget the syntax and I have to look it up every time. So I built this mini language that makes it a bit easier. So for example, if I want to find a specific record, I can type in ID and then an ID, and it finds that record. If we try and go to the forms table, we can see we have this status column here. So you can say status equals draft, and it finds all the records with that value. And if we try and go into the users table, and you can see we have this email verified at column that is nullable. So some of the records have a value and some of them don't. So if I want to find all the records that have a value, I can just type in the name and it finds all the records with a value. If I want to find all the records without a value, I can add an exclamation point in the beginning, and it finds all the records where the value is null. I can also do stuff like name starts with, say, S, and it finds all the records where the name starts with S. And finally, I can do stuff like order by name, and it orders it by name. And if I want it in the other direction, I can just type descending, and it orders it in the different, or like in the opposite direction. That's most of the features for now. I have a lot of other ideas of things to add. The next on my list is better support for JSON. I want a real code editor in here to edit JSON. I also want to add MySQL support soon. And then I have a couple of ideas for new innovative features that the current tools don't really have.